He finally did it. He finally did it. All the moves make sense. Miami knew what they were up to. Right now, Damian Lillard just requested a trade from the Portland Trailblazers, and he already requested the Miami Heat at this specific destination, and Portland said to oblige him. I'm not stupid enough to sit here and think that no other team is going to be going for him, and Portland's just going to oblige if another deal doesn't make complete sense. But right now, Miami makes the most sense for any other team, and a lot of the deals made. So we're going to talk about what this trade may look like, what Damian Lillard may look like another team, and the trade packages the Miami Heat can specifically offer for him. I don't care about any other team right now that's going to offer him, specifically a Miami Heat fan, so I'm going to stick with the Miami Heat. Let's get into this. I'm going to talk about 3 specific trade packages for the Miami Heat. We're talking about the low-end deals, the high-end deals, and the ones that make probably the most sense. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Before that, don't forget to leave a like on this video and leave a comment. That helps with the algorithm, and that lets me know you guys like from me and what you guys think of the video specifically. It helps me improve as a YouTuber too, and that helps me know what you guys want from me from hence on forward. But let's get into this real video. So, obviously, Damian Lillard is one of the best point guards in the NBA. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Last season, he had the best season of his entire freaking career. At 32 points per game on 64% true shooting, 37% from 3. Got injured later in the year, didn't play too well, but Portland did make the NBA playoffs. So, really wasn't much of anything else. But he has requested a trade from the Portland Trailblazers, and he's made the Miami Heat the specific destination that he wants to go. And for a lot of people, that's very understandable. The Miami Heat has made themselves a primary destination for stars since, well, 2005 when Shaq came here. They're in Miami. You have no state income tax, a great organization, teams that always been able to put together a good roster, great coaching, always been able to place for stars to come if you want to win. And Miami's always been that place. Now Damian Lillard has recognized that, and he's also been friends with Bam Adebayo, who's been a great recruiter for the Miami Heat. And right now, I think it's most likely going to be here, and I have a couple trade packages that made me the most sense. But right now, Damian Lillard giving the Miami Heat a dynamic they haven't had since the U8. An elite guard that can not only get to the rim at an elite level, but can score on multiple levels. Great in the pick and roll. Bam has never played with a guard this freaking good in the pick and roll and this great offensively. And Jimmy Butler hasn't played with another offensive star that's this reliable come postseason time and throughout the entire season, because Joel Embiid definitely was not that. So this team could give this team a whole new dynamic and make this the most deadly team in the entire league, much less just the Eastern Conference. But if we're going to talk about trades, we're going to have to talk about the ways that they make the most sense, and we're going to talk about multiple different trades because there may not just be one different package that's going to always be sent out. Right now, I have a high-end trade for the Miami Heat, a low-end one, and a one that makes the most sense. And first, we're going to go with the high-end one. That would send Damian Lillard and Justice Winslow to the Miami Heat for Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, Caleb Martin, Nikola Jovic, and 3 unprotected first-round picks. That would give the Portland Trailblazers 3 young guys that can definitely fit on their roster for their new rebuilding core, and that would give Miami Heat Damian Lillard plus a player in Justice Winslow that's very switchable, great defender. He has some injury problems and some personal issues that he dealt with. Obviously, is the guy that Miami Heat drafted that was growing on here, but constant injury issues and getting Jimmy Butler kind of kicked him out the rotation and no longer was needed on the roster. But overall, with the return of Josh Richardson, it's a whole reunion here in Miami, and they give them a whole new sense of continuity with guys that are familiar with the system and can just come in and just really just head on, be ready to play. And while it is steep to get rid of both Tyler, Caleb, and Nikola Jovic, I don't think this may be the package that's going out, but I think this is the high end of what Portland want to ask for in that sense. And it just makes sense for both teams. And if this is what it comes down to, I won't be too angry about it, but it is just a lot to give away. Now we have the low-end trade. That would send Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, and Jaime Jaquez, and 3 first-round picks for Damian Lillard. This is probably the least likely that's going to happen, and I know it's very much a big ask for Portland to probably accept this trade specifically, but in this way right now, the Miami Heat has always been a team that's been able to get stars for 75 cents on the dollar. We've always been able to get stars for way less than what they're worth. Josh Richardson for Jimmy Butler is one case on point. Kyle Lowry, who I know wasn't a star at the time we traded for, but was a guy commanding 30 mil from any team, from every single team that was willing to pay him that money. And the Miami Heat were able to get him for freaking precious damn Achua. So Miami Heat has only made to make moves for players that they want for less than what people expected them to go for. And who knows, maybe Pat Riley posts this shit out there out his ass, especially with Dame wanting to be here. Maybe this is the deal that he pulls out. They get a very capable shooter in Duncan Robinson to give themselves a lot more flexibility on offense in Portland. Kyle Lowry, who's a very good vet, maybe they just get off his contract and just waive him on the last year of it, or maybe they keep him as a vet and a guy that can really help and mentor Scoot Henderson and Anthony Simons and Shaden Sharp. And they get the guy that Miami Heat just drafted, Jaime Jaquez, that's very NBA ready. Good ISO scorer, capable defender. And a guy that can definitely grow in the NBA as time goes on. Plus 3 first-round picks, I think all going to be unprotected anyway. But again, like I said, least likely deal that could come out of this. And lastly, this is the deal I think makes the most sense that's going to happen. Portland Trail Blazers send back Damian Lillard and Justice Winslow for Kyle Lowry, Tyler Hero, and Nikola Jovic. Nikola Jovic, budding young center or young power forward that has point guard skills, who's a stretch big that can grow on any single team. He's only 19 or 20 years old. And has a lot of ways to grow. And I think Portland has definitely one of the better development crews in the NBA, i.e. we see with Shaedon Sharpe, i.e. we see with Anthony Simons as of right now. And I do think you can definitely grow with that young core. Tyler Hero, another primary ball handler, a great shooter, Miami's best young asset, obviously. The Portland Trailblazers can use as trade bait or make this a 3-team trade and send him somewhere else to get something else that they want back. Who knows? But you also get rid of Kyle Lowry, who's basically the common denominator in all these trades, obviously. But I think this is or most likely the range that you see for this trade. Miami Heat became up 2 young guys, a lot of picks while involving Kyle Lowry. Most likely the deal with bringing back salary filler and Damian Lillard to this trade too. This also sends out more money than Miami are bringing in, which could help them get to a level where they can use their full mid-level exception of $12 million. That could definitely now bring in another player that's can play the 4 or the 5 spot, maybe move Bam to the 4 or play the 4 and give them the Miami Heat some size and make this team complete overall. But let me know what you guys think. But this is just fantastic. Dame finally decided that he's had enough of Portland shit. I think that Jeremy Grant deal was the thing that, just set it off completely. But I'm very, very happy that he's finally decided to leave, and Miami is the place that he wants to be. Damian Lillard has been one of my favorite point guards in the entire NBA. And just seeing it in that Miami Heat jersey, not only does it look clean as freaking hell, but it's just Miami's never had a dynamic with a guard this freaking good since Dwayne Wade. Jimmy Butler's never played with a guard or a player this good in his career. I think Damian Lillard at this point peak, especially come playoff time, was better than the Joel Embiid that Jimmy Butler played with in Philly. And Bam Adebayo has not played with a guard this good, especially a guard this good in the pick and roll. Can you imagine a Bam screen with a Damian Lillard 3-point shot, or Dame going downhill, Bam as the roller? Oh my god. Bam DHO actions with Damian Lillard. This is going to be beautiful. I love it. I can't wait to see what this looks like on the court, and I can't wait for that signal to come that he's a Miami Heat. Please don't make me eat those words. But with that being said, this stuff that's my time, and I'm out.